In the heart of the Russian winter, where the land itself is frozen in silent submission, stands a fortress of stone and ice. Its towers pierce the bleak, moonlit sky, casting long skeletal shadows over the endless snow. This is the Schlüsselburg Fortress, a place where secrets are buried deeper than the frost line, and destinies are sealed in eternal cold. Tonight, like every night, it holds its most guarded mystery. The guards, their breath turning to mist in the biting air, patrol walls thick with unspoken fear, for within these confines lives a man who is not a man, but a ghost. He is known only by the chilling apparatus that conceals his identity, an iron mask, cold and unyielding, locked forever. Upon his face, the narrator's voice, a mere whisper against the howling wind, begins. In the age of Tsars and empires, some secrets were too dangerous to be spoken, some truths too terrifying to be seen. Deep within the frozen heart of Russia, a prisoner was kept in total secrecy, his name erased, his past obliterated, his face hidden from the world behind an unremovable iron mask, was a crime punishable by death to even glimpse. They called him simply Number 1. The heavy groan of an iron-barred door echoes through a labyrinth of torchlit corridors. 2 imposing guards, their faces grim and set like stone, flank a solitary figure. The man is cloaked in coarse, dark rags, but it is the mask that commands attention. It's a crude, heavy casque of blackened iron, covering his entire head, with only narrow slits for eyes and a small grill for breath. The clanking of chains on his wrists and ankles is the only sound that dares to challenge the oppressive silence. A rhythmic, mournful percussion marking his passage through the stone bowels of the prison. The flickering torchlight dances across the cold metal of his mask, a macabre spectacle that makes even the most hardened soldiers avert their eyes. No one here knows his name. No one knows his crime, and most unnervingly, no one dares to ask about his rumored, treacherous connection to the Tsar himself, for the last man who did simply vanished into the unforgiving Russian winter. Inside his cell, the world shrinks to 4 stone walls, a straw pallet, and the eternal twilight filtering through a high, barred window. The masked prisoner exists in a state of profound, enforced solitude. We see him through a crack in the door, a voyeuristic forbidden glimpse into his desolate reality. He sits at a small wooden table, a quill clutched in his manacled hands. He writes with a desperate urgency, his shoulders hunched, the script flowing onto a piece of parchment. The words are his only connection to a life stolen from him, a silent scream against the injustice that has entombed him. But his catharsis is brutally. A guard enters, his face impassive, and takes the letter. Without a word, he holds it over a candle flame. The paper curls, blackens, and turns to ash, the prisoner's words dissolving into smoke, just like his identity. The prisoner watches, his posture unchanging, the glint in the eye, slits of his mask, the only sign of the fire raging within. Later, he stands by a bucket of murky water, the only mirror his world allows. A lienzo bare, and for a fleeting moment, the distorted, dark shape of the mask stares back at him. A ripple from a falling drop of water shatters the image, just as his life was shattered. In these moments of crushing loneliness, the past returns to him in feverish, fragmented visions. Glimpses of a gilded palace ballroom, the swirl of elegant gowns, and the sound of a distant music. A woman's face, beautiful and kind, her eyes filled with a love that now feels like a phantom limb. A heated argument in a study lined with books, angry words, exchanged with a powerful figure whose face is always obscured by shadow, a signet ring on his finger flashing in the candlelight, ring bearing the double-headed eagle of the Romanovs. These flashbacks are not memories, but wounds, suggesting a life of privilege, of forbidden royal blood, and a catastrophic act of treachery that led him here. Was he a brother, a cousin, a pretender to the throne? The fear in the eyes of his captors suggests the truth is far more dangerous than any mere crime. Among the guards is a young man named Dmitri, barely out of his teens, with eyes that have not yet learned the art of seeing nothing. Unlike the others, who perform their duties with a detached, brutal efficiency, Dmitri is consumed by a gnawing curiosity. He watches the masked prisoner with a mixture of pity and obsessive fascination. Who is this man? What sin could warrant such a complete and total erasure from the world? Dmitri's obsession begins to fester. He starts lingering near the prisoner's cell, straining to hear any sound, any word that might offer a clue. He starts searching for answers in the fortress's dusty, forgotten archives, poring over old ledgers and duty rosters by the light of a stolen candle, his heart pounding with every creak of the floorboards. As Dmitri's quest deepens, the fortress itself seems to conspire against him, its ancient stones awakening with a malevolent energy. One night, while on watch in the corridor outside the prisoner's cell, he hears the distinct sound of footsteps echoing from the far end of the empty hall. He raises his lantern, its light cutting a nervous swath through the darkness. But there is no one there. The footsteps stop, and a chilling silence rushes back in. Another time, as he presses his ear against the cold stone of the cell wall, he hears a whisper, faint and sibilant, like the wind sighing through a keyhole. It seems to form a word, a name, but it's gone before he can grasp it, leaving only the frantic beating of his own heart. The psychological toll mounts. He begins to see shadows move in his peripheral vision, to feel unseen eyes watching him from the darkness. His obsession leads him to a desperate act. He learns of a secret, hidden compartment in the commandant's office where the most sensitive documents are kept. Under the cover of a raging snowstorm that rattles the very foundations of the fortress, Dmitri breaks in. His hands trembling, he finds the compartment and pulls out a leather-bound file marked only with a single Istark numeral uno. His breath catches in his throat. This is it. The truth. But as he opens it, he finds only blank pages. Every single document, every report, every order related to the masked prisoner has been systematically removed. In their place is a single, freshly cut white rose, its petals impossibly perfect, a symbol of purity and death lying in the heart of the prison's darkest secret. A wave of cold terror washes over him. He is not the only one searching, and whoever else is involved is always one step ahead. The final days descend into a paranoid nightmare. The whispers grow louder more insistent. Dmitri is sure he hears them, even in his sleep. The other guards look at him with suspicion, their eyes cold and accusing. The fortress, once a place of duty, has become his personal hell, a tomb of secrets where he is now the one being haunted. The climax arrives on a night when the winter cold is at its most ferocious. An alarm sounds a frantic, clanging bell that signals an escape, an impossibility in a place like Guards rush through the corridors, their shouts and the barking of dogs creating a cacophony of chaos. Dmitri, his mind fractured by fear and lack of sleep, runs towards the source of the commotion, the cell of prisoner number 1. He arrives to a scene of profound and eerie stillness. The cell door hangs wide open, its lock broken. Inside, the room is empty. The straw pallet is undisturbed. The small wooden table is bare. The only thing left is the iron mask, resting on the frozen stone floor in the center of the cell. A pale sliver of moonlight from the high window illuminates it, making the dark metal gleam. As Dmitri stares, mesmerized and horrified, a delicate layer of frost begins to form on the asterisk inside asterisk of the mask, crystallizing in the impossible cold, as if the last breath of its wearer has just now frozen in time. The fortress is sealed, the island surrounded by miles of impassable ice. There was no escape. There was no body. There was only the mask and the suffocating silence of an answered, yet unsolved, mystery. He was gone, vanished from a cell from which no escape was possible, leaving behind only the symbol of his torment. The records remained empty, the guards remained silent, and the Tsar never spoke his name. Some secrets are not meant to be kept. They are meant to be buried. But in the frozen earth of history, some secrets die, but never rest. One click from you keeps this channel alive. Like, subscribe, and share.